I think this will be the third review in a row that no one's asked for. But I wanted to do another one. Ruger Sp101. Is that not just a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful revolver? I haven't owned this one for very long, but I sure do like it. It's rocking the red distress grips. I did those. That's a Hogue mono grip. Comes with a really nice grip. Really pretty grip anyway, and we'll get into that a little bit later. Let's just kind of talk about it for a bit. Ruger Sp101, it is the little brother of the GP100, and it's basically a tank, just like the GP is. This is model 5771, which is kind of like the target model. This is probably not the model that you would conceal carry, but I didn't buy it for a conceal carry. I bought it for fun. There's the model 5718 that you guys are probably seeing right now. That's got the little 2 1/4 inch barrel. This one has the 4.2 inch barrel. This one is in 357 Magnum, 5 shots, of course, fiber optic front sight. And the best thing about this model, the reason I really wanted it is because it's got the fully adjustable rear target sight. You can see she is 100% adjustable, which is awesome. Get an excellent sight picture with that fiber optic front sight. The only problem is it is exposed, so I mean, take it as you can get it with that one. Might get some damage later on, but again, that's not my carry pistol. The 5718 has that little U-notch in it in the rear, just into the frame, and that's probably what I would carry if I ever felt so inclined to carry a 357 Magnum. Of course, this will chamber 38 special, so yeah, absolutely, you could carry it. Let's look at this here. Yeesh, man, every time I look at some of these specs, 9 1/4 inches long. It weighs 29.5 ounces. It's a 30-ounce revolver, and that's fine because it helps mitigate that ridiculous recoil that you get from this gun. Whoops, I am live, holy cow. Normally I keep my phone on silent. Give me a second here. My bad. That is a heavy gun at 30 ounces. I'm going to pull up my chair. I'm still kind of suffering here for some general numbness. There's maybe some things that you care about in features, maybe some things that you don't care about. It's got that triple lock cylinder. The cylinder locks at the front, the rear, and of course at the base, which they claim makes it stronger. Yes, probably. Have I ever seen a Smith break from the cylinder? No, not really, so it's got that full underlug barrel, which I do like. And then Ruger was pretty proud of this model. The carry model just has a little rubber grip, like a little just black rubber grip. This one actually has some wood inserts, which are very, very beautiful. And I probably should have put them back on for the video, but they're kind of dog crap. You can see they tried to do some nice stuff with the wood there. The biggest problem being is the way they manufactured this grip. Basically, the trigger guard is completely exposed, and with the way I have to grip it, then the trigger guard smashes down on top of my knuckle in a super unpleasant manner. So of course, with this full size grip here, you can see it protects my knuck, and it's not smashing down against steel, which I would prefer not to happen. Again, button release for the cylinder, which I prefer being a southpaw. Cylinder spins very nicely. Everything feels really well made. As you can see, she is grubby, which is the way I prefer this thing because I shoot it a lot. You can see I got a box of 357 up here. This is incredibly hot ammo, we found out. I think this is S&B, but it's like 1,500 feet per second, 1,600 feet per second or something. I don't know, it's painful. It's not the ammo that you would normally use. It's basically hunting ammo, and that's fine and dandy. I bought it because it was cheap. Didn't realize it was going to blow my damn hand off. But no, Ruger was really proud of that grip, which is nice. It's got the rubber enclosing the back strap, so there's nothing exposed, and it would be really comfortable for carry. It's just not pleasant to shoot more than a couple rounds out of. That's not me being a wimp. I am not recoil sensitive. I just genuinely didn't like the feel of it. Like, one, it's a shorter grip, so you get 2 fingers on it, and 2 fingers on a 357 is a little short. But I also just really didn't like the way that the trigger guard kept coming down into my knuckle. And we had multiple people shoot it. That's not just of my opinion. That was multiple opinions throughout the project. Everyone who shot it with the original grip was like, no, that's not super pleasant. We all ended up with a slight bruise, or just a burst vessel, basically. But again, it's not super fun. So put the Hogue mono grip on there, and then did it in distressed red Cerakote, which I really like the looks of. I think it came out really nice. You may not like it. That's totally cool. I understand. We'll get on to some of the unique things about it. Of course, it has the transfer bar. Ruger's very good about their transfer bar. You can see in there, whenever I squeeze the trigger, bar stays up. Now if I let off the trigger, that bar actually drops back down. Didn't do a great job because this hammer comes so hard forward. But you can see that transfer bar drop down, and that's why it's dropping into empty space. Because of that, Ruger says that this is safe to dry fire, and thank God it's safe to dry fire, because we had some issues at first. One of them being this god-awful trigger. From the factory, I think Ruger leaves way too many burrs in here. It's horrible. I mean, it's awful. I couldn't even get the trigger to pull on my little scale whenever I first got it, and I was like, well, I'm just going to have to send it out to have work done on it. Single action pull was always very nice. I think it's 3.5 or 4 pounds. Might be a little bit heavier. I'm being gentle. Boom. Very nice. But I just started shooting the damn thing, and I was like, man, this trigger is dog crap. I think we got 1 pull on it that was like 19 pounds, and my scale only goes up to 20. And it was just terrible. It has since then loosened up. I've got several hundred rounds through this, and I've dry fired it a ton because I contacted Ruger. It said in the manual that it was safe to dry fire, but I would rather hear from Ruger, so I emailed them. They're like, yeah, absolutely, 100% it's safe to dry fire. In fact, they recommend it to work the burrs out of it. And I'm like, just shave the damn burrs off. And here's why. MSRP on this gun is $769 on this model. I think the other model MSRP is like $725. So that's an expensive gun. I paid $575 for this gun, I believe. So you can get them for cheaper, but still, for a $600 gun, everything else is so nicely like melted that you think you could get the burrs off the trigger, and it just was terrible. It's got a much better double action pull now. Loads up right there, and you do get some loading right there. You can feel it, but not unmanageable. It's got a much better double action pull now that I've just shot the ever-loving dog crap out of it. And I have not cleaned it yet, I should say. It actually stays pretty clean. It's got a really nice lockup. The cylinder stays really tight. Again, I'm having to set a lot of this. I'm still kind of weak. Yeah, the trigger pull was advertised at 14 pounds, which there's no way in hell. From the factory, it was 14 pounds. That was like 20 most of the time, and it was creepy, and it loaded up right there before it breaks. And there are aftermarket hammers and springs and everything. I don't recommend going that route. Just get you a competent smith who can do a nice trigger job on it, or do what I did and just pull the crap out of it, because that really seemed to make it better. This is not going to be a long review of it, mainly because I don't think, again, there's any real calling for it. The Sp101's been around long enough that people know about it. I just really wanted to do the review because I like this gun a lot. Man, it's a good shooter. I don't have any targets with me. I can't show you the accuracy of it, but I can tell you, boy, that is an enjoyable firearm. I mean, truly an enjoyable firearm. It does have some oddities. Sometimes the brass doesn't like to drop free, even with the original grip. Sometimes the brass would actually hit the grip because of how low profile the cylinder is. The speed loaders that you get for it, what number is that one? It's the HKS 36A. This guy doesn't fit perfectly. I'll show you that really quick. Either grip, it actually tends to hit the with either grip, it actually tends to hit the grip while you're trying to load it. So whenever you snap this guy open here, again, I have a video now on how I shoot left-handed, but whenever you go to insert this here, you can see that we're actually butted up against the grip there. So we come in at kind of a strange angle. It still cracks and they drop in there pretty nice, but you do need to be aware of that. I would definitely get a nicer one. Look at that cylinder lockup. Like, everything about this is nice. Everything feels good. Same thing again, brass doesn't always drop free. It sometimes hits the grip on either one. You can see their cylinder lockup is pretty much amazing, front to back, almost no wiggle woggle. Feels like a really well-made firearm, and Ruger does that for the most part. They don't make garbage. I've had some problems with some of their rifles early on, which, you know, the direct rip-off of the Axis platform, basically. And I didn't always get good triggers out of their rifles, and I had some problems with their cheaper finishes, but like, just for the most part, Ruger does not make garbage. They don't really know how. They do put a lot of pride into their work. And I think that as far as revolvers go, this is definitely a brick shithouse. Sorry, it's a tank. It really is. In terms of practical use, am I going to carry this gun? No, not this model specifically. Would I carry the 5718, that little 2 1/4 inch barrel? Maybe. Not with plus P. Or, sorry, not with 357. Probably with plus P 38. Just because I don't have the need for 357 Magnum, I wouldn't conceal carry one of these. I might carry this gun, open carry, especially in the mountains. Hiking, things like that. Not a lot of mechanical movements there. It's not going to get gummed up on you. If I go wading through the river, it's probably pretty solid because it's stainless. That was the whole point of me putting the nylon mono grip on there. I don't like rubber grips. I don't like wood on a carry gun. They get torn up. This one's not meant to be just this super, super gorgeous gun. It's more meant to be a target gun and a fun gun. So, in terms of practical use, woman's gun, no. Training gun for a woman, yes, with 38 special light loads, because the gun's not going to recoil a whole lot. Are there better options? Yeah. I would say the GP 100 would be a better option. Again, it's 8-9 ounces heavier, and it's really, really, really squared away. Especially if you're doing 38 special with a woman, I feel like that would be better. Now, if a woman is not recoil sensitive, Dalen shot this gun. She had no problems with it, except for with the factory grip. Shooting 38 special with that grip, she loved it. Shooting 357 Magnum was kind of the max of what she wanted to shoot. But she enjoys the recoil impulse. Yeah, it's got some uses. It's kind of a at your own. If you enjoy it, carry it. There you go. That's what I say with all these guns. Holy cow! If you enjoy it, carry it. I carry a Beretta Tomcat again, just because I genuinely enjoy that gun. Is it my primary? No, but I do enjoy having it on an ankle system or something like that. Especially where printing is a big deal, or I just don't want to carry a full-size gun, especially with health issues now. Recoil, I've become a little more recoil sensitive, but I don't know. Like, carry what you love. If you love this Ruger platform, if you like the GPSP platform, they're incredibly solid firearms. Again, other competitive options, yeah, there's a lot. The Taurus 605 is dirt cheap. But again, it's had a lot of issues. Well, Taurus has had a lot of issues with quality control mainly. And we know that. Like, I'm not saying anything strange. You may have had great luck with Taurus. You may have had horrible luck with Taurus. But the 605 and the 65, yeah, around that $300 mark, hell yeah, it's half the price of this gun. The Taurus Tracker seems to be well made. The 692. Arms Corps has that AL3, I think, for $575-ish. God, Chiappa has that god-awful Rhino, which I've heard great things about. Everyone who has one around me loves it. I just can't get past the looks most of the time. those are all going to be about the same price or cheaper. Now, of course, the Chiappa Rhino is quite a bit more expensive. The Colt King Cobra now is right around that $900 range. You can find them for cheaper, but $900 is what I've been seeing in gun stores. What was that? The Kimber K6. If you really hate your pocket, yeah, go get that. That's a $1,000 revolver. Feels really good in the hands. Do I think it's done better? I don't know. Haven't put enough trigger time on it. I've shot one, and it seems really well made. It has a really squared away trigger. Is it better than my GP or my SP? I don't know. What was some of those others? I've got notes here. I could find them, but the Smith 360. That's about the exact same price, and seems to be really well liked. I'm not going to go through all the Smith & Wesson numbers. We know that Smith has a million revolvers that are well made. If you like them, if you like the K-frame, if you like the J-frame Smith, those are all out there, and I'm not going to criticize you for those. But we all know Smith, so I'm just giving you some other options. The Charter Arms Pug would be one of those in that $300 to $350 range. Of course, they do make a lot more expensive versions. And the EAA Windicator, or whatever it's called, would be another option right in that $350 range. Again, a whole lot of options there, a whole lot of competitive options. The double action revolver market is so flooded now that it's kind of like the striker fired polymer market. There's just so many options. 357 has a legendary reputation for stopping. It also has a history of over-penetrating. So, something to be aware of if you are going to carry this. Make sure you're carrying the correct load. You guys know that. You don't need to be entertained by some 28-year-old guy who's trying to tell you what to do. You guys are all familiar with it. Just carry what you like and make sure it's the proper load. I don't know. I don't see a ton of reason to carry a revolver anymore, especially not with the way that polymer pistols have gotten. And a lot of people will say, well, the 357 is so overpowered, though, that it's the way to go. Yeah, absolutely. The 357 has the potential for more stopping power. But generally speaking, the carry loads that you find for it are very similar to 45 ACP loads, very similar to 45 ACP plus P loads. And so there's always that to remember too. I do have some stuff written down here. Really quick, Hornady in the 135 grain critical defense, or I think that's critical defense. Out of an 8-inch barrel, so quite a bit longer than this little guy. 487 foot-pounds of energy. That's pretty average. Whereas the 45 ACP plus P critical defense, 460 foot-pounds of energy out of a 5-inch barrel. So you can see there, I mean, we're basically, we're right there. 45 ACP, long-standing. One of the great ones would be like the Springfield XDS. This is my everyday carry. In the Calamity, of course, the Outback's Calamity. Still one of the greatest holsters ever manufactured. And guess what? It's under 30 bucks. It's phenomenal. Neoprene on the back, leather, boom, look at that util clip. Yeah, so there you go. You got 5 rounds of 357 Magnum, got 5 plus 1 of 45 ACP. It's substantially thinner. I'm actually going to grab my calipers. I should have had them set now. Oh, I do have them set now. Can you guys hear me? I'm on the other side of the office. Turn this on. I hope y'all read in inches. So I believe the Springfield grip width is 0.9 inches, but I can't ever remember the slide width. And I'm left-handed, so I gotta switch this around. Yes, the XDS is completely loaded. Yes, I'm being safe. What's slide? Yep, 0.928. And that's at its widest. Well, we'll go from the controls. 1.069, 1.07. And then you have the Ruger, which at its widest is going to be, go figure, 1.35. So it's substantially wider. I mean, it's a lot wider, is what it is. There are other options now besides double action revolvers. Yeah, the potential is a lot more if you want to get some hotter ammo. But like I said, the Hornady carry ammo out of an 8-inch barrel, 487 foot-pounds of energy, versus like what I've got in here, which is Federal HST. This is 424 foot-pounds of energy, I believe. Or is it 411? I can't remember. Anyway, not that big of a difference. And you have the potential with more firepower from something like this. I mean, obviously, there's you a 6-rounder, so now you're up to 7+1. Boom. 6+1, sorry. Yeah, I mean, it's all about the joy of just shooting a gun. That Ruger is so well made that I really have a hard time saying anything bad about it, other than the fact that it's a revolver. And if you're planning on carrying it, because for whatever reason you don't trust a striker-fired or even a hammer-fired pistol, you're kind of being strange. With the reliability of new striker-fired and even hammer-fired pistols, the double-action revolver world is kind of, I don't know. If it's what you like, carry it. For me, would I ever personally carry this? In a concealed carry situation, absolutely not. I don't even think with the 5718 model I would really ever consider it. Just because at that point I'd be downloading to 38 Special plus P, and at that point Springfield Hellcat is my go-to 9mm. So no, but open carry, absolutely. Bear gun, woods gun, absolutely. Camping gun, 100%. Anything where you don't have a ton of weight restrictions, absolutely. I'm down for that. In terms of sport target shooting, yeah, this model's pretty good for target shooting. A little bit smaller, a little bit more manageable, less weight out front, especially for women. And even for me, I really find myself enjoying shooting this gun. Again, beware the grips, beware the speed loaders. Know that you're going to have some weird stuff. Make sure you get better speed loaders if you plan on carrying it. That's just a speed loader that I have. And I mean, if you're carrying it because you love it, I think that's so freaking cool. Obviously, I have it because I love it. I think the Ruger Sp101 is an excellent firearm. I think it'll be a staple for a long time to come. I think it still sells well because it's not the most expensive, but it's definitely not the cheapest out there. I mean, hell, if we're going at that route, though, why don't you just upgrade? Uh-oh! What's that gun? It's a secret. I can't tell you guys yet. Some of you may know what that gun is. Ooh, yeah. We'll talk about that later. I got a review coming out on that gun. Some of you may never even seen that gun in that configuration. You might have seen it. Maybe if you're a fan of a certain action star. But I don't know. Ruger Sp101. We'll just kind of go back through it. Do I carry it? No, not personally. Not open carry or conceal carry right now. Would I open carry? Yeah, probably. Don't mind it. Big heavy gun, great caliber, great stopping power, excellent accuracy. I would feel comfortable shooting this gun specifically out to 100 yards with that sight picture. I'm just that good with it. Even on a double action pull at 50 yards, I'm pretty solid. I don't have a lot of negatives about this gun. I really don't. It feels so well made. It's hard to beat. I mean, that is, I mean, it's well made. I'm telling you. No complaints there. So, that is the brief review on the Ruger Sp101. If you like it, go out, get yourself one, hold it. Again, beware of those factory Ruger grips. That's kind of a painful little dirt nugget. But if you're a big burly man and you can handle it, more power to you. I'm a sensitive little girl. So thank you guys so much for being here. Good luck, God bless, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.